lastly, I have a sword.
Normally, if you pull a toy sword out on cops, they will freak out and try to subdue you. I tour around the country as a professional magician, doing magic shows at state and county fairs.
And there he is!
Police, for some reason, they really respect and appreciate magicians. So what happens is, as soon as I tell police officers that I'm a magician, they immediately respect me. They immediately put me up on this higher pedestal. Okay. Right now, I will see that later. Okay, magic for the police. Now, real magic, can you imagine what it was like for the first humans who learned how to harness fire? Or how much energy it took to cause the first rose ever to bloom? Or the first humans who ate fire, right? Did they burn their mouths? Barbecue?
That's pretty cool, man.
And then, lastly, don't arrest me for breaking the laws of gravity. I have a sword.
Not tonight. Not
So what happens is, as soon as I tell police officers that I'm a magician, they immediately respect me. They immediately put me up on this higher pedestal where they revere me or something. And I think part of that could have to do with law enforcement is trained to obey orders. Law enforcement, you know, they're a little bit more mechanical and robotic in their training. It's kind of like a form of brainwashing. So everybody's trained in how to be lied to, but police have a little bit more of that training. So when the time comes for a police officer to be tricked by a magician, to be lied to, the police officer is very orderly in the fashion of, okay, that's what's happening now, I'm being tricked. They're very orderly in their compliance with the tricking. So, you know, the police officer's like, yes, I am now in the process of getting tricked by your magic. So they abide and are pleasured by it. Now, I was also pulled over for speeding. I didn't have my driver's license, I didn't have registration, I didn't have proof of insurance. My wallet had been stolen, so I didn't have necessary documentation, but I've gotten let off multiple times not having registration or insurance because I figured out how to get the cops to like me. Now, when I was younger and had longer hair and dressed more counterculture, police would give me a hard time all the time, and I have a problem with authority.
Freedom of speech.
in a box.
This is my freedom of expression being infringed upon.
The reason why I was able to pull the sword out on the police is because they pulled me over. I tell them that I'm a magician that performed at the South Dakota State Fair, and mind you, these were small town cops that were bored at the time, and told them I didn't have license, didn't have registration. Also, my driver's license, which I didn't get to show them, helps get out of tickets, because if you're able to make the police laugh and feel comfortable, they're more likely, you know, to feel like they can relate to you and let you off with a warning. In this instance, didn't have the driver's license, but when I told the police that I was a magician, they immediately lit up, smiled, and asked me to do a magic show for them on the side of the road. And they told me, without directly saying it, that, well, I would like to give you a warning, but how about you do a magic show on the side of the road? Why don't you show us some magic tricks and we'll let you off with a warning, is what they said. So I proceeded to do a magic show on the side of the road for the police and pulled the toy sword out, which was part of the magic show, out on the cops, and they didn't flinch or do anything. Maybe they flinched a little bit, but because they were in the moment of watching a magic show, they just assumed that it was a toy sword. Now, when I was younger and had longer hair and dressed more counterculture, police would give me a hard time all the time, and I have a problem with authority. But now that I have a shaved head, and I'm a little bit older, and of course, white, police think that I could potentially be a good old boy, one of them, law enforcement, or just a Republican. Throw away those Bernie Sanders bumper stickers, because it ain't going to help you with talking to police. It actually made me realize something funny, that someone could actually be a drug runner and travel across the country, and if they get pulled over, just have a load of magic props in the back of the car and say that they're a touring magician. And immediately the cops are not going to want to search them. Why? Because you tell the cops, oh, I'm a traveling magician. They immediately want to respect you, and they want to respect the magic, and no cop will want to be rifling through some magician's bag of magic tricks. They feel bad. They feel bad about it because they feel like they're, they don't want to think, they don't want to be accused of searching through a magician's magic tricks to try to find the secret of the magician's magic, right? They don't want to be accused of that, and that's actually something that the police would think. It would go through their minds of, oh, I don't want to search that magician's magic tricks because they might, I don't want to disturb their magic. I love you guys.